What is going on, everyone? Today we are going to look at Stephen Buchanan's catch on Hansen versus Predator. Here I am off the heels of the hot DSP video that's gotten me very viral at 300 views, tripling all my videos. But we're back today to look at this Predator who, as we can even see from this sidebar, this idea that he was a serial killer, because there's a lot of stuff going on in this, and my intent was to keep on going and going to the more disturbed of the predators. So here we have Stephen Buchanan. Let's get this started and let's see what we can observe with this
Stephen
guy.
Buchanan could have been one of the most dangerous predators to surface in our investigation in Fairfield, Connecticut. We knew from our research before he arrived at our sting house that he had access to guns. We took precautions, but as you're about to see, Buchanan was cagey.
I'm sorry, don't come any further, please.
Alright.
I'm just so freaked out about the whole gun thing after today.
I hear you.
My cousin was in Newton.
Okay, so obviously a very weird reference to make. Not in a, I don't know about weird, but just very smart to capitalize on the real tragedy. But this is the Newton shooting where a bunch of kids were killed in a one of those school shootings, and you know. We've observed Nervous Nelly. She is a woman an actress who is both very good at acting, but also legitimately pretty scared of this situation for a good reason. These guys are predators, and they're all men who are all bigger than her. In fact, like, yeah, they've all definitely have been bigger than her, so she has cause to be concerned, especially considering the fact that he did communicate that he had a weapon, and these guys are all fucking ready. Like, so this is a very tense situation, and the narrative that they're gonna want to play, especially since he's already out there, is just to get him in the house and see if they can talk to him, because like, in fact, like, if I was Chris Hansen, I probably would have just like fuck the recording, fuck the well, hopefully get other predators, but let's get this guy arrested immediately. But
I'm just really scared. Can you just like prove to me right now that you don't have a gun? Can you turn around? It's not in your sweatshirt, you swear? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want you to think I'm crazy.
No, I trust me, I understand.
Okay. Do you want to come in?
You want to go?
Can you just like come in?
so he
and
does
chat
not
for a
want to
little
come
bit?
in the house. Okay, I don't know. If you think it's a sting, then don't show up. Like, he's smart enough to realize, hey, this could be a sting. Versus someone like John Dupay, I believe, had no idea that it was gonna happen. So if you think it's a sting, don't show up. You coming in the house is not the I have committed the crime. You being here is the crime, and there's two possibilities. The other one is the fact that he really wants to take her out, and we'll see why, but that's the second reason why he's so obsessed with not getting in the house.
I feel really weird about just like piecing it out of here right
I
now.
can come right there and chat. I'm not coming
Okay,
in.
yeah.
You know?
Sorry.
No, like, I mean, right here.
Okay.
Do you want to come in?
No.
It's so great to meet you.
Why?
I've never done this before.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, makes me feel a little better. Do you like want water or anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
This guy is, oh, that smile. I hate that smile. Um, he's a mouth breather, and he looks. I don't know. This has always been the weirdest example, but he looks like those fat kids in middle school that always wear those sweatshirts. The haircut, the glasses, the weird teeth. I mean, he's a predator, so I can insult him and not feel any form of bullying. But he looks really weird with that fucking smile.
Yeah.
And that's a face that just is constant throughout their conversation.
Nervous?
Oh, I'm nervous too.
You sure you don't want to come? It's raining. I feel so bad.
It's alright.
What do you want to do?
I'll show you around Fairfield.
Just like
Fairfield or Westport. You get some food if you want.
what?
I don't know. What do you like?
I don't know. I just
Go to Taco Loco, where where Jesse Velez works at. How about that?
ate not that long ago.
You know, there's a place called there's a place called Planet Pizza that I think you guys would love.
I'm not like that hungry.
You want me to show you around?
I feel so weird.
Or some lo mein. There's a lot of food
Not yet.
in this
I
show.
think we should just get to know each other and then we go from there. You know?
It's so scary. Just be driving around, you know?
It's up to you.
I don't think I can.
Like I said, I don't have nothing on me.
Yeah, I trust you.
You know?
Don't
Look
trust
this.
it.
I have an umbrella. No, I'm serious. I have an umbrella, but I'll go for a walk.
But I don't. Someone might see us though.
It's just a walk.
I think someone might be like watching us
It's just
right now.
a walk, like stupid. What a horrible date is walking in the rain in like a fucking dark street with one umbrella. that's not a lot of room for flirting or anything like that.
It's a walk.
It's a walk.
That's it. Up and down this lighted road.
But
that's
like
it.
walking in the
Dim
rain
road.
at night,
I
people
saw
don't do that.
I saw like 10 people walking already. One guy was running. It's not pouring out. It's like not even a drizzle. I'll show you the umbrella. It's a big ass
I
golf
believe
umbrella.
you have an umbrella, yeah.
That's it. You know, they say we get used to each other. If you don't like it, you go home and I'll leave.
Can you just stay here? I have food, we can just hang out, and like watch a movie.
What about going to the movies?
No, like I'm pretty sure some of my friends are going tonight, and if we ran into them, that would be
Not
the
Fairfield.
worst thing. Where?
Trumbull?
I don't think so. I'd rather just stay here. I want to hang out with you, but like I'm just so scared.
Why?
Why?
Yeah,
This is crazy. I've never done anything like this.
I
What do you want to do?
understand.
So here comes Chris, right? They must be very, very annoyed and realize that he's not getting in, so he's getting ready. Maybe he'll wait for a little cue, but other than that, yeah, this guy is not coming in, and of course she's not coming out. They're not budging. These two are walls just talking to each other right now. He's coming up with like the worst dating ideas. Let's go out and fucking walk in the rain. You know,
What
I'll
if
I'll take you out to
I-62
teach you how to drive.
easy parking lot? That's how you drive.
Are you
I'm
serious?
serious. Would you like that?
I don't know.
You're
What if I
pretty-
crash your car though?
It's a parking lot. There's gonna be nothing there.
You don't know me.
You
I'm
could
pretty-
crash
I'm
in a
pretty
parking
clumsy.
lot.
It
There's
can
shit
happen.
that you can crash
You're gonna
into.
put your trust in me and come with me. I want to put my trust in my car. And you. Alright?
I don't know.
It's up to you. Like,
I really don't think I can leave. I'm sorry. I feel so bad. I like came all the way over.
okay.
Stephen, I'm going to need to talk to you for a minute. Please come in.
Sorry, guys.
Come on in, please.
Please just fuck it. Let's just get this guy in.
Why don't you take a seat right over there?
And so this is unique because unlike most
Please
situations,
take your hands on your pocket.
he can at least see that there's some kind of machine running this thing, you know? Sometimes it'll be, oh, what are you, the dad? Is this your dad? You know, are you a cop? All this ambiguity. Right now, what he knows is that something is organized around here. And for whatever reason, he's gonna talk, but I don't know why. I think he wants to make it seem like he's very cooperative and likable, but I have no
But
idea.
what was on the agenda tonight?
I was just gonna take her out and show her around.
Take her out and show her around where?
Fairfield.
Fairfield.
That's it.
And what exactly were you going to show her?
The beach, sites to go to, places to not go to, like Bridgeport, PT Barnum.
So you're
Why?
the welcome wagon here in Fairfield. You're just going to do a favor for a 13-year-old girl.
Well,
So there you go. So he's immediately given up on the pretense that he's the welcome wagon of Fairfield. That sigh, that leaning forward. Now he's in. Oh my god! Let me tell you this fucked up story about my life. I'm balding. I have fucked up teeth. I wear glass. No, okay. Well, yeah, he's already like, okay. Let me get into pity me mode. Hopefully that will win me some points over.
What happened was
Okay.
when my cousin came.
Right.
Oh, this isn't the war story yet. This is the everyone has a cousin that's just been raped. Daniel Pulido, like, oh, she's dead. She's dead. Everyone has a fucking cousin.
She did the same thing
When your cousin came, she did the same thing. What do you mean?
with this.
What she invited
An older person.
an older
to show
person
her
came
around.
over and
Yeah.
showed your 13-year-old around town. And what happened in that case?
She got assaulted,
She got assaulted.
and I was in the army. And I don't like people doing that. I didn't want to make.
So let me get this straight. You had a cousin who was 13 who moved to town here.
Chris has heard this story so many times of the cousin and everything. He's just like, all right, so let's just break it down step by step and let's try to flesh out the story as much as possible. Like, so that he has to keep on coming up with layers and layers of the story. It's like, oh yeah, she was wearing a green shirt, some Adidas. Like, obviously this. I mean, okay, maybe not. Obviously, this doesn't happen, but like, they all have this story. You know.
Stratford.
Stratford,
Yes.
right down the road.
Yes.
And she was contacted by an adult
Yes.
who picked her up and sexually assaulted her.
Not sexually assaulted her, but was holding hands and stuff like that, and she got scared.
And she told you about this.
Yes.
And you decided, because you're former military and still in the National Guard, right?
Yes.
That you were going to come over and show this 13-year-old girl around so she'd be safe.
Yes.
And you want me to buy that?
I'm telling you
You
the
want
truth,
me to
sir.
buy that?
Buchanan says he showed up because he had a 13-year-old girl cousin who was molested by a man she met online, and he didn't want the same thing to happen to our young decoy. But the logs of his chat tell a much different story. And so, what
let's
is all
unravel
this talk
your bullshit story immediately.
back and forth between you and a girl you think is 13? You know you're going to shower with me Thursday night. What night is this? I'm gonna
What
pick
a
you
lie!
up and
You're gonna shower with me Thursday. What's today? Like, you're here. Like, instantly unravel. He's done this so many times that like there's no even like humoring him. Like, this is a bullshit story. Let's expose it right here and then already.
put you against the shower wall. Then I'm going to have you ride me, babe, as my hand grabs your ass and I blank your blanks. Did you send her any pictures of yourself? Then you talk about actually having sex with her and Skyping it to an ex-boyfriend.
And that's just so weird. Like, that's just so weird. Like, how do you, like, that's pure. Obviously, he wouldn't do that because like, no girl's gonna go like, ha, yeah, I'm having sex with a fucking 35-year-old dude. Gotcha, babe.
Now that doesn't exactly back up your story about being the protector of Fairfield County, Connecticut, does it?
Okay, and this is what I was talking about. So now that story, like, he easily crumbles to his narratives. Like, even with Jeff Stacy, where it took him forever, where he's just like, I didn't know about, but that she was 14. I didn't know. I swear. But like with him, like, okay, it was, oh, I'm just here to show her around the town. Oh, I'm just here because my cousin was assaulted, not even sexually assaulted. She was assaulted, so now I'm I don't even know like what he didn't even have like a thread that connected the two. Like, but now
I'm listening.
I'm listening. All right.
No, sir.
But what am I to make of this?
There's a horrible lapse in judgment.
A horrible lapse in judgment. How old are you?
27.
27. And what do you do for a living?
I work for Cablevision.
Cablevision. And what do you do for Cablevision?
I'm a maintenance
You're a
worker.
maintenance worker. And what did you do in the National Guard?
I was a truck driver.
Truck driver. And you were in the military before that?
Yes.
Help me to understand what it was that really brought you here tonight.
I jumped the gun a little bit, but this is
Can you
where
explain it to me?
the narrative changes again.
I haven't been the same since I had
Since
to fly to
Nam.
Iraq.
Iraq. It's tough stuff over there.
So, this is Memorial Day, by the way. Happy Memorial Day. I'm recording. Obviously, the PTSD and those kind of conditions are rampant in the United States. There is a serious, real sociopolitical conflict that's going on with how veterans are treated in the United States post their service. And this kind of stuff happens, but there is no relation between being a predator and PTSD. Though those aren't actual causal relationships. This is pity me, please. I am a veteran, and in this situation too, the the situation is also let's get pity so that I won't get grilled because immediately Chris has plays the oh man that's fucked up, you know. With Joshua Colon, it was oh my, not that they're intentional, but with Joshua Colon, it was oh my mom's died, and it's like oh sorry to hear that, but that can only go so far within the fact that like what you are is you came in to have sex with a young girl.
I haven't been the same.
Where were you in Iraq?
Mosul,
Mosul.
Camp Merez.
You saw action.
Yes, sir.
How did that impact you?
Terribly.
Did you get help for it?
I tried, but with the VA situation, they just weren't helpful. And
So Chris doesn't really care about this guy, he doesn't care about his plighted situation, but for him to immediately go like, yeah, but this has nothing to do with you being a predator, this that would offend him or panic him when he realizes that he's not going to get any kind of rapport. So at least right now, Chris is playing like he's just asking basic questions. He's not being sympathetic. He's not even showing body language to show that he's sympathetic. He's purposefully even trying to have neutral poses to not lean forward because like yeah, Chris does not naturally care about this at all. And like here we'll see how Stephen Buchanan thinks he's gonna go with the whole yeah, now fucked me up, bro.
I thought I could just
Write it out.
Roger.
Was it PTSD?
It was just, I don't know, I do have problems sleeping at night.
That's very common for returning
And
vets. I get that.
I have problems sleeping at night. I have problems, waking up when I do go to sleep. And when I do sleep and I wake up in the middle of the night, I have problems going back to sleep. It's just, I try to talk to people about it, and they always just tell me suck it up.
While Buchanan said that he suffered PTSD because of his service in Iraq, somehow he was able to hold down a job at a local cable company and even...
So this is actually kind of fucked up on Chris's part. I don't understand like why there was no quality assurance or any type of production that says, hey, maybe we don't take this stance. This stance of trying to disprove Buchanan has PTSD, it's irrelevant, like, because even if it was proven true, there still is no causal relation. So there's no point in trying to disprove it, that and he makes the argument afterwards like, hey, these two are not connected. So I don't know what's the point in trying to disprove it, like it almost seems shaming, that like a person with PTSD can't hold down a job, um
be on a list for employment as a police officer in Connecticut. Listen, I've never been to war, so I can't pass judgment on PTSD or any long-lasting effects. I can't. But I still have a difficult time connecting that to trying to sexually solicit a 13-year-old girl.
I was never like this.
But what about the PTSD? I know people get depressed. I know people have drug and alcohol problems. You read about it all the time, you see it. But that doesn't mean it's okay for you to go try to solicit sex with a 13-year-old girl. You understand my logic here?
I completely understand.
Well, help me to make the link here.
Something just goes off inside of my head where I'm fine 1 second, and then this next second I'm having different thoughts and stuff like that.
Did you have these?
There's no narrative. There's no like, oh, I have like a dissociation personality or bipolar. No, there's nothing like he can't even commit to him having PTSD because he says it's something like that. Honestly, like the closest he's gotten to is, oh, I have sleeping problems, and I guess with the sleeping problems, there's uh again like there's just dissociation. I don't understand that. I remember the CC unit and Predator Poachers when they collabed. They had this catch over in the West Coast, and it was a guy who was a high school teacher. And at some point, he tried to say that he was recovering from a drug addiction, and because of it, he stays up all night. And so, as he stays up all night, he's I guess bored, and Alex cuts him off really quickly. He goes like, "What? So you've only been gay for a week?" Like, there's no connection between the two, and yeah, like there's just kind of like almost like a lackluster catch because like he's not gonna admit to anything. He's trying to use his military service as a crutch for why this is happening, and that's fucked.
Thoughts before you were in Iraq?
No, never.
And how many times have you done this?
Honestly,
Honestly.
Your first time.
First time. Honestly.
So like there, how many? Let's see. Dupay, Cologne, Jesse didn't, but they've all had this problem of actually talking to multiple minors, and they don't anticipate that, which is funny in its foolishness because like as I've mentioned in I believe it was a Dupay video. These guys, they try to anticipate what can I say if this is a sting, but they never anticipate it at all. Hey, how many minors have I talked to or how many people that I've talked to are they all decoys? I've talked to multiple, and they haven't factored in that. Yeah, he is. Uh, he's fucked from the beginning, and he dug himself even more when he committed to like honestly, like the facial expression, the attempted forced conviction. Look, man, I didn't do it. Okay, and Chris is gonna really destroy that narrative quickly.
Problem with that, Stephen, is that you surfaced talking in a very similar way to a girl named Brittany posing as a 13-year-old. I have that chat too.
Yes, I understand.
So you just lied to me.
No.
We have Bailey and we have
You
Brittany.
just lied to me.
This is Bailey.
That's a good
tonight.
one.
This is my
That's a good
first
line.
time doing it on a chat site.
No, but I have you talking.
And yeah,
So
his head is now his gears are now turning 100%, 200%, and he's just spouting whatever he thinks will stick to make Chris back off in this line of questioning. I don't even think it's to justify, but just for Chris to back off. And Chris is in complete control of this. So let's watch that again.
You just lied to me.
No.
We have Bailey
No,
and we have Brittany.
This
is Bailey tonight.
is my first time doing it on a chat site.
What?
No, but I
Doesn't
have
make
you
any sense.
talking.
Yes, I understand. I'm saying all together. First time on a chat site like this.
So these two girls.
So then now he's trying to say that this is my first time overall in this period, which is not real, and I don't need to explain it, but I'll do it. Like, okay, so like let's say we have a serial killer, right? Most serial killers, they don't do everything in one period. Like there's a lot of periods in their life that they'll you know, um, commit these murders. So like, let's say you're a serial killer. Let's say you're a serial killer. You kill 4 people 1 year, and then you stop for 10 years, and then you kill another five, right? You killed 9 people, but his logic is like, oh, I've killed 2 people because, or I've killed 2 times because I've done it in only 2 instances. Yeah, it doesn't matter that you did it all in this one period. Like, sure, like, you like, I guess you could say like, hey, I've never been like this until this instance where like I talked to 2 people, but no, like, and yeah, but like he was caught in saying I've never done this before, which he should have fessed up already to like it might even help his narrative. Like, yeah, I've talked to 2 people. That's how bad my my sleep schedule has fucked me up. Uh, no, that's not an argument, my friend. Oh, okay, he's not my friend.
Those were the first
He's
time.
not my friend.
Right.
And you decided to come visit Bailey tonight. Why? Did you bring condoms?
No, I did not.
But your intent seems pretty clear from this discussion you've had.
Yes, but like then I told her afterwards, after I thought about it again, I told her we weren't gonna do nothing tonight.
Right.
You went
This
from
excuse.
whisper to kick to your cell phone.
So with John Dupay, I made the argument that like I really do think that he was just coming to be friends, and with the caveat that like if sex happened, sex was gonna happen, and of course he would have jumped on it. But like now, like, but everyone, they all go, yeah, but I said I wasn't gonna do it. Like that's the like I forgot what concept this is in law. I haven't brought this up, but like there's this idea that like especially with it's more with hookers, but there's always this fake idea that like, oh, if I use the right lingo, I can't be caught. It's the same thing with like people who conspiracy nuts is like, oh, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. I'm a free man of the free republic, and I'm just traveling. Or, oh, I paid for a date. Like, and the idea is just then that like, look, you can use the lingo all you want, but at the end of the day, you're facing a judge or a jury of real people who don't think in those terms. They think as actual people. Another example like is Legally Blonde, where her first go at the trial was she was using all these specific technical terms, and just because you're intelligent enough to use them, like they don't care about that. So she said, "Oh, this is mens rea," and the judge is like, "I understand the concept of mens rea, but so now so this idea that he's gonna try to say, hey, I said I wasn't gonna do it. That's not gonna work in the end."
That's a long time. A lot of effort.
Yes. But I did tell her that after thinking, I had no intentions, just showing her around.
Showing around. But that is not indicated in the text.
It should be.
Your intent.
The face. So he has this tell of trying to have conviction, and whether or not it's a bravado of conviction, or he actually thinks, holy shit, I found a loophole, because like Chris isn't buying it, but then Chris gives off the idea that like he's not buying it because it's not indicated anywhere, and so Steven just, it should be in there. And yeah, I think it's not a bravado. I think he actually thought, oh my god, oh my god, I got my get out of jail free
Showing
card.
her around.
Showing around.
Uh,
But that is not indicated in the text.
It should be.
Your intent is pretty clear.
Can I show you on?
I don't want you to reach in your pocket just yet.
Can you reach him?
What pocket is it? Go ahead, pull it up.
And
Go ahead, please have some.
He's like, let's do it. I'm about to get out.
I
See?
said, let's just hang out later. No hooking up whatsoever.
I know, but you know what?
So
That's-
even if it's true, I don't need to explain it, but here's the thing. He sent crude images. He spoke crudely with a minor, where you introduce this sex talk, and it's it's fucked up to do that. And he suggested the idea of having sex so that you can send it to your ex, pushing you against the shower, grabbing your ass. Like that's all stuff that's just gonna get you. And saying, "Hey, but when we meet, we're not gonna do anything." That doesn't cancel that. Maybe that cancels out the coming for sexual intent, but it doesn't cancel out everything prior, which is all immoral and can get you, into some legal trouble.
It sounds
And then
like to
Chris is
me,
just obviously gonna throw that away. It's like, hey,
it sounds like somebody who's trying to create some kind of a plausible excuse
right,
after all the other graphic conversations you had with her. And at the end of the day, you showed up.
right.
After circling the house,
I understand.
you circled the house,
I don't think you
you pulled in the
understand.
driveway, you pulled out, you wanted her to get in the car with you, not even having met. That's a little creepy, I gotta tell you, Steve.
Exactly.
And I did not bring any condoms with me.
Well, that doesn't mean anything, really, does it?
Chris is on top form right now. Um, he understands how dangerous this guy is, and there's no playing around with this one. Unlike with the Jesse Velez one, which I think he still to this day really just botched as a confrontation. But
What else did you bring?
Nothing.
Just yourself.
Yes.
While Buchanan told me he didn't bring condoms, police later found them in his car,
Uh-huh.
along with a loaded handgun, duct tape, and a camera. Think about that.
yeah, there's no again, when it comes to real people, like, sure, you can give off this idea like, oh yeah, I am a photographer. I'm a director. I'm a cameraman. I mean, what the fuck would you have duct tape in your car for? My windows, they break a lot, so I put duct tape. Like, end of the day, you have all of these factors and a confrontation. Yeah, like, obviously the conclusion is he wants to get her into a car. He's gonna drive her around to bad areas, duct tape her. Who knows? Videotape her from what angle, and then shoot her. How do you? That's the conclusion you're gonna draw.
You see how this looks, right?
Yes, I know.
So what do you think should happen?
So now we're wrapping up. He asked the question, what should happen?
Bring me down to the police station.
Okay.
And I don't think he's guilty. I think he just wants pity. So now he's like, because he goes along with the formality of, sir, like, I have my hands up in the air. Take me to the station. I deserve it. He wants some kind of pity. Like, he's a veteran. He has PTSD. He knows what he did is wrong. He wants to play that. He wants to paint that card. I don't think he's fucking guilty at all. He's all happy. He's all fucking like rude, slightly rude to the decoy. Like.
Well, there's something else that you need to know. I'm
I'm
Chris
Chris
Hansen,
Hansen.
and this is an investigation called Hansen versus Predator.
Yes, I understand.
Is there anything else you want people to know about your situation tonight?
Don't do what I did.
Don't do what I did. And you're going to try to get some help,
Yes.
and I have your word on that.
I'll shake your hand. Everything.
All right, Stephen, you're free to go. And I hope you get the help.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Do I agree? Grab your phone. You can go out the door right there.
Police department, recruit police. The other seat.
Get some information from you.
So he's losing it not because of the pity, but because of the realization of how much he's lost. He's probably lost some forms of pension, his dreams and aspirations to be a police officer. He has a girlfriend.
He's got his weapons are in the trunk. Well, if you're gonna get bonded out, I would imagine someone's gonna have to come down and help with that process, right? So there's gonna be someone you need to call to help do that. So you don't have to make a decision now, but just start thinking about it. Okay. All right. All right.
So he's I don't know his role exactly. My apologies, but it's actually kind of weird that he's actually being sympathetic. Only reason why you want to be sympathetic with these people is if you're the interrogator, for example, and you want to start building this rapport so that the person can spill their guts. I think which is fucked up is he's just naturally being sympathetic to a predator though, which is actually kind of weird. You know the patting the back, giving the advice, the
It's part of the
reassurance.
deal, dude. We're gonna go out this door. We're gonna walk up this ramp. There's a detention
But
area
it's
to
it's
the
not.
left.
I
That's
don't
where
have a
we're
real
gonna go,
issue.
okay?
It's just kind of
All right,
weird.
Stephen, trying to keep it together. Just do me a favor and sign there. Basically, it's saying that you're waiving your rights and you're willing to speak to us about what happened tonight. When you say you were talking about doing things that took it to
Sexual.
to a different sexual thing.
Yes, sir.
So what is when you say
So this this doesn't help. This has never helped. You know, like whenever you're cooperative, the time to be cooperative is when you want a plea deal and you're talking with the prosecutor and trying to set that up. That's when you're cooperative. Not here because when you're cooperative here, you just dig yourself into a hole because when you're cooperative and the prosecutors want you to be cooperative because this is going to be a very hard process to get him to be definitely booked, arrested and tried for the maximum amount of time. You're cooperative because you're fearful that like, hey, if I don't cooperate and get the right deal, I get even more fucked. So that's the process. Here, the prosecutor is going to be even less and less willing to cooperate ironically because they know like, hey dude, we got you admitting you're here for sexual reasons and we can definitely book you. So fuck sucks for him like but
sexual? Just give me an idea of what some of those sexual things. What does that mean?
Oral sex,
Okay.
penetration,
What kind of penetration?
vaginal, and showering.
Okay.
let's think about it. He had this narrative of hey, he had two narratives, sort of three, but the cousin one is I wouldn't even count. But he has the two narratives. I came here to be the tour guide of Fairfield. You know, I wanted to drive her around. We were going to the movies. I would have taught her to drive. I was just, the driving was just so that we can hang out. And the PTSD, which is I did this because of my PTSD. And now that's just all been thrown out the window because he's trying to be cooperative in a sense like show how this character he's honest. He's not gonna go through this, but he's gonna I'm giving you an easy time, and so they can be grateful. Like, hey man, like he was very cooperative. He made our job easier. Let's go light on him. No, not gonna happen. You just threw that all away because you're being straightforward. And again, good that that happened.
Kissing,
Good that that
all,
happened.
all that stuff.
All
Everything
that
that comes with kissing.
And you
Everything,
indicated
like,
that you want to do these things
everything.
with her
So
Yes, sir.
in the event that you got to see and meet her.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was refusing to come into the house, and I had no problem talking to her out, with me being outside and her being inside.
Okay.
I had no problem with that.
Okay.
But I was refusing to come into the house.
You're nervous about going inside.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that just because it was a house that you didn't know? You're worried about going.
Yes, sir.
Is it that simple? You're
Yes,
worried
sir.
about that. At the moment that you were taken into custody, you were very open and honest about letting us know that you had your gun in the car.
Yes, sir.
Why would you have brought that with you? Is that just do you
I
always carry it?
I always carry it after, the Marines being shot and everything with ISIS and threats to military people and whatnot.
smartly enough. Maybe it's even the reason I'm not gonna buy it, but smartly enough, he comes up with the why in this scenario of why he has a gun when he's going to meet a minor. Like hey, like the military stuff is actually a really good cover for that. Like it's very sympathetic, very understanding, and not necessarily relatable, but sympathetic. Like, hey, look how many people like pointing to a specific situation for why he would want a gun, especially because of PTSD. But let's keep going.
So I always carry it. But I had it on me on my waist. I think you guys probably found the holster for it, and so I decided to just keep it in the car, not go up there, because I
So
thought.
you originally did have it on your
Yes.
But you wanted her to come to your car regardless, so moot point. Because the gun was always going to be in her presence if everything went according to plan. Whereas if you were at least going to go into the house and you kept your gun in there, not that they're, not that it's a good situation anyway, but doesn't work, my
Was the
friend.
gun in the holster?
No,
He's not my friend. Why do I keep calling you my friend?
I had taken it out, and I had actually. It was loaded. It was cocked and ready, and so I had taken the mag out, uncocked it, put the bullet back in the mag, and just put the mag back in.
Oh, so.
And so it wasn't charged or cocked, and I just put it into the bag.
And where'd you do that?
I'll say at the park, down the street.
Oh, right down the street?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Okay. Is that when you had gotten out to walk up by
Yes,
the
sir.
house? You did that?
In addition to the gun and the holster and the knife, there was also other things in the car that we found.
Like what?
Do you know what those things could be?
A condom box.
Yeah, we found condoms in the car. Yeah, that's part of what we found. Yeah.
I think a box with like 2 extra rounds. 'Cause
Playing
my
down.
clip only holds 9.
Okay.
Computer.
Okay. How about a camera?
Yes, I keep that in there.
If you were me sitting in this chair,
He should have waited for him to explain why he has a camera.
knowing that you did eventually show up at this location in Fairfield that you talked about with this person, and you had talked about doing a variety of things with this person before meeting them,
Yes, sir.
and inside your car in the same bag, we find the condoms, the gun, and a camera. And if you were sitting in my seat,
It looks,
if you were
looks
sitting
bad.
in my seat, how would you? I mean, can you see how?
Yes, no. If I had put myself in your seat, I see how bad it looks for me, and I just imagine what you're thinking and about the type of person I am and everything like that, and whether or not
What's the
the
but?
stuff that I'm telling you is true or
What's the
stuff
but?
that I'm telling you is false. I completely understand how it works and everything.
But no, there's no but. So you fucked up. You fucked yourself.
And, I know this isn't an easy situation for you, and we're not trying to make it harder. But at the end of the day, Stephen.
I know I excuse my language, but I fucked up.
Yeah, well, that's part of it, and acknowledging that is a big step. 'Cause it's not easy to do. A lot of people will deny to the very end.
That's one more other characteristic. Again, I don't know how much of this is bravado versus how much of it is him. But even excuse my language, I fucked up. No, sir, I didn't. He really does want to paint himself as like the good soldier, the good character. Polite, and it's not gonna work for him, unfortunately.
But that's not going to.
Fortunately,
No,
actually.
I admitted it right.
I feel like I'm dog whistling now with my friend, and
Very
unfortunately.
I fucked up and
but
Buchanan served 3 years of a suspended 8-year sentence. He had to register as a sex offender for 10 years. As far as we know, he has not reoffended.
all right, guys. So I had a huge delay with the Stephen Buchanan video that I wanted to do. After doing that DSP video, that was the day of. I really realized, yeah, I have to get it off my ass with this kind of stuff and just get it out there. But thank you very much for watching this. And yeah, hopefully we can keep on going, and then eventually we'll even start watching To Catch a Predator content and other reactions I can do. So thank you guys very much, and have a good day.